Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival. I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episodes are We Call It Maze, and Ladies and Gentlemen, Meet Max Modem. We have Kogias in the audience right now saying, "Hi, Lawrence is looking pretty cool tonight." That he is. What do you think, Dragon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to that because that doesn't involve the first episode, which is We Call It Maze, in which the boys challenge themselves to build a maze, and Doofenshmirtz has the plan to tilt the buildings. So, Dragon, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think this is an episode I appreciate more on the rewatch. At the very least, I think what I like most about it is the maze itself.
Yeah, the maze is pretty cool. Does have some pretty good visual elements going along with it.
Yeah.
And I thought the Doofenshmirtz plot was pretty funny, too.
I think it's wonderfully absurd.
Yep, it is. It is indeed.
Yeah.
So.
I think between the two episodes, I prefer this Doofenshmirtz plot.
All right. Yeah, the next one is kind of strange, but I still think it's pretty funny regardless.
It's not bad, but I don't think it's not like tilting all the buildings.
Yeah. Anyway, so the impetus for the idea actually comes from when Phineas is eating cereal. He's eating his cereal and notices the maze on the back of the box is
lame.
Incredibly easy.
Yeah, but look at that. You saw that maze. Come on. That was a lame maze. There was no challenge at all to that maze. Not worth the crayon.
No, not even worth ruining the cereal box.
No.
Funnily enough, maze is another word for corn.
Yes, which I'm surprised they did not make that joke, aside from the title.
Well, technically, the name of the episode... Yeah, well, no, the name of the episode is a reference to an old marketing campaign, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So, but other than that connection, yeah. It's like, and Ferb, you don't even need to say it. Yeah, Ferb knows the game by now.
He does. At Ferb, he's no slouch.
Our Doofenshmirtz... Code Diaz raises a good point. Our Doofenshmirtz's plan ever not absurd.
I mean, occasionally they're justifiable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the execution is more absurd.
Yeah.
Anyway, Candace is having double roller skating because she's going roller skating later with Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Me. Yes. So, yeah. So the boys get to work on their maze. We never actually see its construction. But we do get to see the results later.
It'll be a really boring episode if we didn't, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they do go into, like, the details of how they built it, getting deliveries, things like that. But no, they just like, oh, yeah, there it is. There's the maze. I mean, not that I mind, of course. I mean, not every episode needs to focus on the process.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just need, like, a reason why the thing's being made and the thing being executed. So what happens next, Dragon?
Well, let's see. So we've built the maze. Everyone's getting ready to enter it now. Meanwhile, we have not a Fireside Girl, but a little spark introduced.
Yep. Melissa.
Yes, Melissa. She's like Isabella on steroids.
You mean in terms of cuteness overload?
In terms of cuteness overload, yes. It's either that or like, what if Susie were not demonic?
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but Melissa is named for another one of Dan's daughters.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
And heck, she's the one. And heck, she's the one that was just nominated for an Emmy Award.
Wait, really?
Yep, Melissa, or as she goes as Melly. She was just nominated for her voice work in Hamster and Gretel.
Huh.
It's like, I mean, she didn't voice the character here. It was voiced by someone named Myra Blinkoff, but it was named after her.
It's all in a name sometimes.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, like, you would actually have a major character. There would actually be a major character named Melissa in Milo Murphy's Law. So he used the name was used yet again.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Throw up the banner.
Okay.
Dan. Swampy. Well, I guess more Dan in this case. I see what you did there. Naming those characters after your naming a character after your daughter twice. I see what you're doing, Danny boy. You know what you are, Dan. You know what you are.
A proud father.
I was gonna say a good dad. You're a good dad, Dan. So you're a good man, Shirley Brown. You're a good dad, Dan. Or for the full alliteration, you're a dandy dad, Dan.
Like, to us, he's Dan. To them, they're dad. He's dad.
It's Dan spelled D-A-D.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day, everyone. Happy early Father's Day, everyone. Okay.
About 4 months early, but yes.
Never too early celebrate Father's Day.
That is true, especially if it's your birthday, especially if it's a father's birthday.
Yeah.
All right, back to
What do you actually, that brings back a random question.
Yeah.
What do you do when you have a father whose birthday lands on Father's Day?
I don't know, celebrate both.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the protocol there? Is it, do you just celebrate the birthday, or is it like you double the presents, or like what do you think?
I don't know. My dad's birthday's in December.
Well, that's far off from what we're talking about, Jacob.
I know. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what the protocol is.
Well, I mean, is it December 25th?
Oh, 11th, technically.
Well, it could be worse.
Yes. Yes, it could.
It's like always that weird thing. Like, what if you like a kid whose birthday falls on? Like, what if you like a baby Christmas, so to speak? You know.
Or it's Code Geass would have a party double feature.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you have the Christ child? What happens? You know, you're born on the 25th. What do you do?
I mean, I know some people that just celebrate Christmas and also their birthday at the same time.
Yeah, but doesn't that feel like a jip to the kid of like, okay, here's the presents for Christmas. They have to be a lot of presents, right?
Yeah, not everybody's too happy about that.
No.
It's like, I just know, I actually know some people born on February 29th.
Imagine if a kid has a birthday during Hanukkah.
Yep.
One day is going to be double special.
I know somebody who was born on February 29th.
Oh, no, really?
Yep. Well, I used to work with him anyway. I don't really know him personally.
You know, random aside, then we'll get back. We'll refocus here since you brought up the 29th, which happens to be, this year.
Yep.
Ryan Reynolds did an Aviation Gin commercial a while back, and it was really hilarious in that it had like an elderly woman who basically is now legally old enough to drink because she was born on a leap year.
I've seen those kinds of stories like 40-year-old man born on February 29th celebrates his 10th birthday.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
I just think it's hilarious. Like, her first drink is going to be Aviation Gin.
She's legally old enough to drink.
Yep, there you go. Her first legal drink.
Yep. You had to be
don't,
like 80.
The whole thing, like, don't listen to her. She's drunk.
Oh, God. As you can tell, we're easily amused.
Anywho, back to the episode. Isabella's got a little buddy here, a little spark. I like the idea there. You have like the junior Fireside Girls.
Yeah, kind of like the little stars in real life Boy and Girl Scouts.
Yeah,
I was never part of the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, but that much is self-explanatory.
Well, we don't know your day-to-days. I don't know if you had an experimental phase.
I didn't, Dragon.
Well, now I know you didn't have an experimental phase, but thank you for clarifying.
Well, now you know.
You could have just liked the uniform. You could have just wanted to meet some other Girl Scouts.
No, I didn't. I didn't do any of that.
Could have been like bosom buddies.
Yep.
Yep.
I know.
If you were divorced, it could have been Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh God.
Anyway, so okay, so let's see. So we have to Doofenshmirtz. Let's talk about that wacky that wacky Drulstinian scientist.
Yeah, but the Perry enters his lair through like a vent and ends up really dusty, which all he has is which all my monogram offers is a moist towelette.
Just one moist towelette.
Yep. It's like, and Doofenshmirtz is missing, and he's like, I'm not here right now, or am I? It's the answering machine.
I love that.
And it's like, and if I'm calling about the piano, it's already been sold.
Okay, I love the trap.
I
love.
The puppet?
I adore that puppet. I want that puppet.
The Doofenshmirtz puppet.
I want that Doofenshmirtz puppet.
Which then traps Perry in a rocket and sends him to the space station.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously that part's probably optional, but...
Well, as long as you don't pull the string.
3 times, anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, how? It's like you just decided to pull it one day. It's like, wait, how many times have I pulled this thing? Like, oh, one more good. Oh, no, I'm going. Oh, no.
It's like, Jacob, don't pull that string.
Wait, what? No!
Oh, man, now we're going to have to phone in the next one.
It's like, calling the next one from the moon.
Yep.
Anyway. So, speaking of
That's
which...
what you get for touching my stuff, Jacob!
You said I could.
I said once! You greedy piggy, you! I said once!
So, what exactly is the doof up to?
Well,
speaking of great gags, the broken echo gag.
I love the broken echo gags.
Like,
space, cookie, space!
It's like, wait, did you hear that? The cookie part? I think my echo is broken.
That's a hysterical fourth wall gag, and I love
it. It's great.
It's just so silly and ridiculous. Somehow the echo is broken, and we're acknowledging the echo is broken.
Yep, and it's even more amazing considering they're in space.
Yep.
And considering there's no air, it's supposed to be no air in space.
Oh yeah, pigs in space.
Pigs in space.
Or I guess pigs in cookies.
Dang it, the announcer's broken. So anyway, Doofenshmirtz is prepared to explain his reasoning. He has a slideshow, which apparently started involving him backpacking across Europe and somehow ended with him being banned from Albania.
Just utterly ridiculous. He's just going through Europe and he ends up just going to the He goes to Italy.
Yep, to the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Okay, this I just love the ridiculousness. It's like, Doofenshmirtz such an idiot.
Why are you looking at me like I'm the idiot here?
Leaning Tower of Pizza. It's in the name, and they don't serve it.
It's like,
I'm going to Italy and there's no pizza.
I mean, you go to Italy, you're bound to find like a pizza place, like probably every 30 steps or so.
Yeah.
Like going to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah.
You got to admit, though, all right, in all seriousness.
Yeah.
They would make a killing if there was a pizza place by the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
And, I mean, for all we know, maybe there actually is one in real life.
I mean, it's too perfect an opportunity not to. You know what the logo would be, right? It would just be.
It'd be like a leaning folded pizza.
Yeah, I'm thinking like you just have. I was thinking more of like this a number of stacks of pizza, like with all like the stacks of the leaning tower, just like stacked on top of each other. But in like, but the whole collective cylinder is leaning.
Yeah, that would probably be a good logo.
Yeah.
Like it's for all we know, maybe there already is one over there.
See, Doofenshmirtz was smart. He would open that place in Italy,
Instead of trying to, instead of,
compete with it.
yep, instead of just trying to tilt his own building. I mean, the funny thing is, he does get involved in a pizza scheme in a later episode, but it's entirely unrelated to this. But there is an episode where he gets into like a pizza making competition.
Oh.
With well, and of course it's just like him believing he was slighted and trying to break the 30 minutes are free thing.
God.
So, yeah, well, you'll get to that in the third season anyway. But so this isn't the last time we have Doofenshmirtz have troubles with pizza.
Okay, good to know.
Doofenshmirtz should stop the tower from leaning like evil Superman did in Superman 3.
I just love the gag, and it is really fun. You know, on some level, they had to have been thinking of Superman 3 with like Doofenshmirtz's plan here at the whole like I'm gonna lean my own. Actually, to some degree, you have to wonder like wouldn't Doofenshmirtz's ultimate revenge have been I'm going to unlean the Leaning Tower?
Yeah, but he wanted to turn his own into a tourist attraction first,
and then do it to all the other buildings, and then switch it back
and then switch his own building back. That's his ultimate goal right now. But
just the gag in Superman 3 is like we fix the Superman messes with the evil Superman messes with the Leaning Tower of Pisa,
like straightens it out.
Yeah, he straightens it out, and then the guy has to order all new merchandise, very annoyingly, and at the very end, like the good Superman, he puts it back right after he just got the new shipment of of the right side up Leaning Towers.
I've never seen that. I've only seen the first two Superman movies.
Yeah, well, again, I'd stick with the first two, but you've seen the Donner cut of Superman 2, right?
Yes, I know.
Good.
Honestly, I don't know if I like the Richard Lester or Richard Donner version better.
The Donner version's better, man. Come on.
I'd have to rewatch them both.
There's no cellophane S.
Okay, good point.
So I'm saying, like, he's throwing a cellophane S, we're getting random powers, and there's no stupid Superman kiss. We're fine.
Okay, you make a good point, but I said I'll just have to rewatch them
again. Also, Brando. Case closed.
Yeah,
we don't have this random thing of, like, what am I gonna do? And then, like, cut to, instead of, like, there's no missing. How the heck does he get his powers back? Now we know how he gets his powers back.
Well, to be fair, in the first movie, he did rewind time by spinning the Earth counterclockwise.
Well, no. I mean, like, he sacrificed his powers in 2, and then, like, there was the thing of, like, like...
I know that. I'm just saying, you're talking about random powers, talking about, like, rewinding time by turning the Earth backwards.
Well, no, that's not a power. It's just him flying really fast. That's what Superman does. It's an interesting way of using his powers, but it's not like a random power. It's just the way he's using his power.
I know, but it doesn't make it any less ridiculous.
I mean, there's comic book logic there. I'm not saying it's like practical logic, but I'm saying at least he's not just randomly shooting energy beams. He never has ever had the ability to,
I see where you're coming from. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Don't go to the mat with me on Superman, okay? We're gonna get into it if we go to the mat on Superman here.
Dragon, I have my own things to say about Superman.
That's my exact point, Jake. Because you and I will get into the mat on it.
All right. Well, what about this? What about this opinion?
Well, that's code Geass for you. Look, 3 has I will concede there are moments in both of them. Fewer in 4. There are good. Peace. Yeah, there's a decline. Simply, there is a decline. Okay, you go to 3. 3 has 3 has a lot of missed potential, but so darn close because it looks good. 3 has good effects on it. All right,
and Richard Pryor.
Yeah, for better or for worse. I mean, look, Richard Pryor good, but he's really underutilized.
Considering how much he was marketed, I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's that, and it's like we should have probably just gone full Bizarro Superman in that one, but we didn't. or just red kryptonite. I don't think that was that hard just to actually make it red kryptonite. Literally just the color. But anyway. Yeah, so, 4 honestly has 4 was made with good intentions. Okay, 4 you can't fault it in turn. It wasn't made at a greed. It was made with good intentions, but made by a very greedy and cheap studio, unfortunately.
Which was not Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it was not Warner Brothers. Well, I mean, now we have to make the distinction.
What I mean is, like, at that point was not Warner Brothers.
You're right. It was Canon. The Canon Films.
Warner Brothers just made them, just finance the movie, basically.
Yeah, at the bare minimum, which is kind of what they're doing now.
It's like, Dragon, I shared with you that snippet of the scoring from Coyote versus Acme, right?
Yes, you did.
And what did you say? How did you word it?
I think I said it was glorious, didn't I?
Yeah, the Meat Choir.
Yes, the Meat Choir.
Oh, yes, it was awesome.
It was, and it's like, oh, Zaslav, for pity's sake, man, you're denying us a Meat Choir.
Yeah, man. Heck, they're denying us more than that.
Well, yeah, there's a whole lot more than that, yeah.
Well, all right, Warner Brothers' questionable decisions aside, we should get back to the episode at hand.
All right, so.
One more thing. Superman 3 and 4 are more authentic Superman films than Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I still think is like a different take on Superman.
Yeah, I mean, look, Man of Steel got a lot right. All right, Man of Steel just
Henry Cavill being one of them.
That's what I'm saying. The Man of Steel, I think, is a good Superman movie. The only problem, it kind of fumbles a bit by the very end.
I mean, I still think like doing like breaking Zod's neck was entirely justified.
I mean, no. Here's the thing, Jay. I'm not saying that we can't get away with breaking Zod's neck. It's just the problem is like the follow through. It's less Man of Steel's fault. It's like the Man of Steel's like a promise that, okay, we're gonna do something interesting with this the next time we see this Superman, and we didn't. That's the problem.
And then the next time we see him is Batman v Superman.
Because again, like the whole breaking Zod's neck and the destruction that happened in Metropolis and Gotham, all that is like justifiable reasons for Batman to be wary of Superman. Like that is interesting. And we didn't do anything with that. We just did this whole stupid, like, hey, there's like a shooting in Africa. Essentially, Superman is somehow being blamed for a shooting. He's Superman.
Yeah.
I know. Technically, it was like it was framed for like the heat vision, but you only get that in like the super director's cut of that movie. So you see what I mean? It's just ridiculous. That there's a lot of anyway.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So.
All right, so going up like Doofenshmirtz's plan has been revealed, and so we should probably get back to the maze at this point.
Yeah, we're going to table all the Superman stuff. We're going to get back to the maze itself is
amazing, as you're about to say, right?
Yes, it's amazing. I love everything about this maze. I love the design of this thing, the giant cylindrical, kind of like like the giant kind of almost like tilt the world kind of look for it. That's really great.
Yeah, Baljee's excited for the testing stuff, and Buford's excited about cheese.
Yep, being elaborate.
Like, I am the metaphor cheese as the transitive verb crackers. See, this show can be educational at times.
Yep. So we have this montage of them going through the maze.
Which Candace accidentally gets them trapped in.
Yeah, now to be fair, though, it's a bunch of BS. Like, really? You make an elevator that can't go down?
It's like, in case you don't accidentally get trapped in there.
Yeah.
I know, it's just for the sake of keep Candace in the...
No, but I mean, it's a simple, okay, look, what comes up must come down, okay? It's not that hard, okay? It goes up, should be able to go down if you're going to make it extend there. It's like, I don't know what the boys are thinking on that one.
Well, remember, they're not ones for easy ways out.
Yeah, but they're also going to get sued, man.
I don't think...
Stop the trolley, I want to get off!
I think they would, if they're building a vehicle, they would find ways to get people out safely. I mean,
they almost died at the end of this.
Yeah, well, they didn't. Well, that wasn't their fault, though.
Still, though, the fact that there's like no built-in emergency. Okay, look. Okay, and essentially the maze is like a giant, awesome, fun escape. It's like the best escape room you've ever been to.
I actually do hope that in the new season they do build some kind of escape room.
They kind of did it here.
Well, I mean, well, technically, and in a future episode in season 3, they kind of did build like a tower that they escaped from, so it's kind of close to that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I see where you're coming from on that.
I'm just saying, like, from a safety protocol level, I mean, they lucked out versus like, hey, let's just use the emergency exit.
Yep.
Right, so anyway, we have this montage, extremely fun stuff. We have stuff in a ball pit. We have like the sailboat puzzle. We have skee ball. We have
Chess.
the Indiana Jones reference.
And of course, Melissa takes the liking to Candace after realizing she's the one who got 50 patches in a single day.
Yep, not knowing the full context of that.
Yeah, that she had help.
And she did it for a concert.
Yep.
Yep.
And of course, the song is actually sung by Swampy.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Indiana Jones reference, and then we have like they did the close up on Phineas, like doing like doing like the Alfred Molina kind of thing.
He's like
Sapito, kind of like
It's like at least Ferb didn't go like the throw me the idol, throw me the idol, I'll throw you the whip.
Yep.
It's like it's always funny when that's kind of referenced, even in stuff that Alfred himself has done. Eddie. I
always have Harry Osborn like, give me the tritium. Give me the tritium.
You throw me Spider-Man, I'll throw you the tritium.
Exactly. Oh, Butterfingers. Seriously, I can't tell you. Every time I think Spider-Man 2, I think Doc Ock. Aside from the great dramatic stuff, I go to the way he so cheekily says Butterfingers just when he drops Sandbag.
Oh god.
Oh god, Alfred Molina's a gift. Man's a gift.
That he is. And I'm glad he recently got married too.
Yes, and not just married. He got married to royalty, one could say.
Arendelian
royalty.
Jennifer Lee.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see that kind of thing. All right, and I think one of funny gag in this episode is also the jelly beans gag.
It is really funny. It's the age-old thing. Like, how do you calculate the dimensions of the jelly beans in the jar? Or Buford is a great solution.
It's like Phineas and Baljeet are trying to come up with different ways to solve it, using the different ways to calculate pi, even though Ferb's already apparently solved the issue. But then Buford decides to straight up cut the knot. And it's like, oh, for crying out loud! And then just chugs all of them. There! 0! And it works. Like, okay, that technically works. But you didn't show your work. I will in about 20 minutes.
God.
That's gross.
Yep.
But it worked.
That it did.
20 minutes. I mean, that's one way to solve it, right? I mean, technically, it works.
Yep.
It's called cutting the knot, I believe.
Yep, cutting the Gordian knot.
Yep, which is funnily enough, there's actually an episode in 4th season explicitly revolving around the Gordian knot. Which Buford himself actually explains. He actually explains the story behind the Gordian knot.
Does he do it while eating jelly beans?
No, but the Gordian knot in the episode is made out of licorice.
Well, that just figures now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so we have the Star Wars nod with the girls.
Yeah.
They're swinging across. I don't know if you call it not a trellis, but they're swinging across like the little the platform,
like a chasm almost.
Yeah, like a chasm. There you go. They're swinging across the chasm just like Luke and Leia.
Yep, and not everything goes according to plan.
Oh, Candace, like a dope, just such an idiot here. She just tosses the grappling hook.
God drops the rope.
Just like it's 3 seconds deep.
Yeah, like, and how are we gonna get across now?
And then the platforms retracting, so they're doomed.
Yep, and Candace is forced to admit the truth.
Yep, and they use the skates to get out of Dodge.
Yep. Everything works out, and they manage to escape.
Yep.
And
All right, so after they escape,
up at Doofenshmirtz's space station, cookie station.
so we have this great. I love this impractical gag. Here's the idea of Doofenshmirtz. There's no self-destruct button on this. However,
which is a smart move on his part for once.
Yes. It's like one step forward, two steps back. No self-destruct button.
But also no automatic doors.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to manually do it. So it's like this other kind of puzzle almost. You're gonna hit the button and you're gonna have to
he has to pull on a chain to open the station's to open the station's front door, pod bay doors. As I believe is a reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey. There.
Yeah.
And open it like the old-fashioned way, pull it and put like a little stopper in there to stop the chain.
Yep.
And of course, Perry finds a way to break right through that. He stuffs. Doofenshmirtz is planning on selling merchandise of his tilted building, and he just stuffs that into the inator, completely tilting and whirling the maze that station around.
Yep.
So Doofenshmirtz really didn't think that through, did he?
No, he did not.
He probably would have been better off with a self-destruct button at that point.
Now he's just gonna be hurtling through space forever.
Dragon, what time I think it is?
Do you want it to be that time?
I mean, is it that time? You tell me.
Yeah, might as well, yeah.
Dragon, it's
Gritty
reboot time! Yay!
There we go.
Sorry, the audio was delayed a bit.
Yeah.
But there we go.
I'm supposed to yell, yay.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, so Harry, through his garage door shenanigans here, has doomed Heinz Doofenshmirtz to be drifting aimlessly through space. Imagine like that scene from Gravity, but with Heinz Doofenshmirtz. Imagine if Sandra Bullock sounded hilarious. Like, Sandra, we want you to sound like a Druzzelsteinian scientist. Can you do it? Well, duh. This is like, she's Sandra Bullock. Of course she can do that. Yeah.
If only she did that with Scarlet Overkill.
Yeah.
But she didn't, so.
No, she didn't. Anyway, so this Doofenshmirtz, he's hurtling through space, contemplating life, his choices that led him to this moment, and how the heck to stop it.
If it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Yep. I'll never see Vanessa again. I'll never have to pay alimony again. This might have some benefits. Oh wait, no, that's true. I know. I just realized as I said it. Yeah, he doesn't pay. He gets the alimony.
He's like, I'll never receive alimony.
Oh wait. Yep. They realize, like, I can just hurtle through space until I turn around.
Wait, I can't turn around.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Oh, not my spacesuit. Oh, God, it's everywhere. Why'd I eat all those jelly beans? All I wanted was pizza.
Well, at least I won't have to worry about Albania ever again.
Yep. Of course, where's he gonna land?
Albania.
That
actually would have been funny if he did land in Albania in this episode.
If Vanessa ever gets taken, you know who he's going after?
Who?
The Albanians.
The Albanians.
Yep, just like Liam Neeson. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who you are. But I will find you. And I will use an inator on you.
Then instead of good luck, you hear, you hear the platypus sound. It's an Albanian platypus syndicate.
Oh God!
There's their serial kidnapping Vanessas. Or Vanessa's?
It would be
Or
Vanessa.
Vanessa people? You know what
You
I
know
mean.
what I mean.
Coalition of Vanessas?
Yes, so why not?
There you go.
Hey, so it's
Yeah, I think we got it.
yeah. In the gritty reboot, when Jeremy was skating, he'd fall down and break his knees, and Candace would try to heal him by kissing his boo-boos, but it wouldn't work.
The Gritty reboot would turn into a thing where Candace sabotaged Jeremy, and then it would be like Misery, where
Oh
Jeremy's
god, I was about to say would go on Misery on him.
and Ashley Tisdale would kill it doing the Annie Wilkes.
It's like, I'm your number one fan.
The cockadoodie, the cockadoodie skates.
Oh god, no.
Jeremy, will you help me bust my brothers?
But Candace.
No, Candace, me. You can help me bust my brothers. Stacy, get in here. Help me bust my brothers.
Oh god, that movie.
You're not leaving until we bust them. Jeremy's just there until he grows like a long beard. And he's just
it's almost like you help me bust my. If you don't help me bust my brothers, I'll bust something on you.
It's like what? And then like back to the now healed kneecap. Oh God! Yes, why?
Just thinking of that movie is making my feet cringe. That movie's not kind on your feet, is it?
No, it's not.
That movie's terrifying.
Yes, it is.
You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen Misery. Yeah,
It's like I didn't. I know you're not a horror fan, so I didn't know if you've actually seen it.
thriller than horror, I'd say.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's still pretty horrifying nonetheless.
Of course, yeah.
All right, as you said, we're done with that. So, obviously, a stray beam hits the maze, and sends the boys, Phineas, Ferb, Buford, and Baljeet careening along, and again manage to get out just as it goes off the cliffside park.
Yep.
That was about 3 seconds deep. Oh, and of course, Isabella's putting Melissa back on the bus, and we never see Melissa again, or at least she hasn't ever as a main part again.
Like, really, we're not going to see her again?
I don't believe so.
Bring it up. Dan, Swampy.
Oh,
Dan in particular. Oh, Pavi.
Boys.
Your own daughter.
You made it up to her eventually, Dragon.
Your own daughter. You know the major points you racked up earlier, okay? And just you're gonna send her on a bus, and you're never gonna see her again. Your daughter is all grown up, and she ain't coming home to visit. Like, Dan, how could you? Just look at Swampy. Look at Swampy nod disapproval. Look at that man. Okay, that man understands it. He gets it. Look at the shame. Look at what he's doing with his hand there. He's doing the to you, Dan. He's doing that to you. See, Swampy? Swampy's an angel of a man. Look at the Swamp Man.
Well, to be fair, the character's named after Swampy's grandkids. Kids and grandkids don't appear at all after the second season.
Redact what I just said, Pavamire, but you're still on notice. You're still on notice.
Django and Jenny don't barely appear at all after this point.
Yeah.
So Swampy's in on that too.
All right. Well, Swampy, you could have been better.
It's like, so the episode.
You were the chosen one, Swampy.
You're supposed to bring balance, not destroy.
Yeah.
And Swampy's like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Jenny and Django deserved better.
Yep.
it's like, and the episode ends with Buford's like, I never got my metaphor. Cheese, wombat, cheese. Huh? My echo must be broken. It's honestly one of my favorite gags. It doesn't make any sense.
Now, of course, the main thing, that echo gag, one of the main reasons I love that echo gag.
Why is that?
It reminds me of another great echo gag that is somewhat similar, The Grinch.
Oh yeah, it's like
You're an idiot!
It's like I'm an idiot! You're an idiot! It's like, I'm gonna whisper so you can't say anything back to me. You're an idiot!
I'm gonna speak softly so by the time my voice hits the walls and reverberates, I won't be able to hear it. You're an idiot!
I love them. And then he's like, am I just eating because I'm bored?
Seriously, I love that as just like a good bit of life advice too. Like the whole don't eat because I keep telling Tiki all the time, don't eat because you're bored.
Like, especially if it's glass.
Well, I told him that too.
I mean, doesn't he like shove glass into his mouth or something?
You mean Tiki or the Grinch?
The Grinch.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Grinch does. Yeah, he basically eats glass bottles.
And he's like, am I just
like good, excellent, yeah? And he's like smashes it on his head or something, or he's like scarfing down the glass.
I think one of my favorite bits of trivia from that is like, according to what I've heard, like the tablecloth scene where he's like pulls the cloth up.
Yep.
It was like that was supposedly like just supposed to go everywhere, but he did it so nothing fell off.
You know who else could do that, don't you?
And then he just goes back and just knocks it all off.
A good joke.
So I don't know if that's actually scripted, if that was actually intentional, if it actually was scripted, but if it was actually unintentional on Jim Carrey's part, very impressive.
I think it was just an accident. I think it was like a happy accident kind of improv, or it was supposed to get knocked down, it didn't, and he's like knocked it all over.
I mean, it's within the character for the Grinch.
Lou Costello, from what I understand, he was able to actually do that trick.
Pull the tablecloth to where nothing comes off of it.
Yeah, and we saw that in Having Still Meet Frankenstein, like he did the trick.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I didn't know that was actually him doing that.
I think it is because I think he's done that before. I think he has the ability to do that. Oh, yeah. I could be wrong, but I think he's able to do
that. But yeah, that was a funny gag.
Yep.
And then I don't know if it actually was scripted or if that was just a funny accident on Jim Carrey's part. But it's still.
I keep hearing it every time I've heard this story. I hear that it was an accident on set, and he just did that.
I mean, it very well could be. I mean, I'm just for all I mean, Jim Carrey's great at improv as we've seen. So,
really, get out of here.
Do you know if he improv'd in Kidding at all?
To my understanding, yes, but there were improvisations. I don't know how frequently they were, but that's the thing. Gondry lets him improvise, so I think that would probably have happened. But I don't think it's Jim Carrey's stage career. I think he was. I don't know. I think there were ideas on the set. I don't know how much of it's like fully improvised.
All right.
Have you watched any of Kidding?
Unfortunately, I have not.
You gotta do that, man. Wait, do you have Paramount?
Actually, I do.
The Paramount Showtime did a merger, so I don't know if you have it or not, but there's a chance they might have access to it now. Give it a check.
Does Showtime cost any extra? Because I have a yearly subscription.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if because of the merger, I don't know if Showtime got lumped into Paramount. So I don't know if it's now available. It used to be you had to pay extra for the Showtime with the Paramount, but I don't know.
Kidding is not available on Paramount Plus.
Crap. Well, yeah, I guess you'd have to pay extra for it then.
No, I mean it's just not available. Period. Like I can't see it at all.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's like we couldn't find Kidding.
Huh. That's weird because the whole if you like the Showtime, then you'd be able to. Anyway.
All right, on to the next episode.
Yes.
Which is, ladies and gentlemen, meet Max Modem, where the boys turn Lawrence into an 80s has-been. And Doofenshmirtz has another evil scheme. to another space-related scheme, funnily enough. So, Dragon, how you coming down on Max Modem?
I did enjoy the A plot on this. The A plot was really good, really solid. The Doofenshmirtz's plot, yeah, it was very thin.
So I personally love this episode. In terms of well, especially as you mentioned, especially the A plot. And the A plot is really good in this episode.
Oh yeah,
it's like, plus it has a pretty great song in it too.
Oh yeah.
It's like, all right, so the episode begins with Candace finally realizing that Linda is Lindana.
Candace really just doesn't listen at all.
It's like, Mom, I can't believe she didn't know that.
Yep, and we've well established the whole Lindana thing up to this point.
Yep, we've known it for quite a while.
So a lot of the '80s buzz. There's kind of an '80s revival concert, and Linda and Candace kind of pressures Linda like, okay, what the heck, I'm gonna do the '80s revival concert.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Candace wants to kind of do it vicariously, but it actually does turn out being a nice bonding moment for them.
Yeah.
Just saying up front, this entire episode is just like kind of really nice, considering like you don't really see like Candace trying to obsess like trying to get anyone in trouble or anything. She's just having a good time with Linda the entire time.
Yeah, it's a refreshing change.
And it is. And Linda's obviously also enjoying her time with Candace.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it's really nice. It's really nice to see.
Well, of course she's enjoying the time with Candace because she's now saying, Mom, come to the backyard.
I know. I know, but I'm just saying, just in general, you don't see it that much in this show sometimes. So, on the times when it does happen, it's really nice to see. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's like, and of course, Lawrence is like starting to feel a little anxious.
Yeah, he's afraid that Linda, she's going to be on the she'll be at this concert, and things might pick up for her, and she just won't find him cool anymore. She'll be hanging with a whole bunch of cool has-beens.
Yep, he's like, I'm hopelessly nerdy. She won't think I'm cool anymore.
And this is nice, big moment here. Ferb, screw Phineas. Phineas, he's in the corner here. Like who's this Phineas kid? Ferb knows what they're gonna do today.
It's the first time he actually says Phineas's name.
Yes.
Phineas, I know what we're going to do today. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And like it's an awesome moment, considering obviously it's the first time Ferb actually says Phineas's name, and actually is the one who proposes the idea.
It's a big thing though. It's Ferb standing up for his dad. Like Ferb, I'm gonna do something for dear old dad.
Yep. And what exactly is it they plan to do for their dad?
They turn him into a has-been, an '80s has-been rocker
named Max Modem.
Yeah, well, that feels like there's some Max Headroom kind of inspiration there.
I think that actually is one of the inspirations. That'll cross with like Riff Raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Exactly.
Which, who Richard O'Brien also wrote and played.
Yeah.
So it's like that's even why they have it's like I feel strangely comfortable in this. Which is nice. And
so his outfit's really great.
It's like I've never actually seen any of the Max Headroom stuff.
Yeah.
So and I love the line where Phineas is like, it's like, we're not trying to make you into a rock star, we're trying to make you into a has-been. That's much easier. I don't know. I just find that kind of thing funny.
No, it is because again, it's like we're doing something far more achievable. Now, I love the whole, I love the head trip of it's like it's just how people really are. It's the idea that it's like the FOMO or like the Mandela effect at play here, where it's like you suggest, it's like the power of suggestion. Hey, this guy has a lot of swagger about him. He looks cool, and it's like he's going to a revival thing, so he must have been a thing in the '80s. But no one wants to admit they have no idea who this is. So they're like, "Oh yeah, I know him." Yeah, so they're all just kind of getting on the bandwagon. So it's like he's already the built-in has-been. So I love how that works.
Like, make way for Max Modem. And of course we have the boys dressed as his quote-unquote agents, most likely.
Yep.
Dressed in suits. Like it was a toss-up between either this or Like, this image are them in the costumes performing on stage, but we went with the boys in suits.
Yeah.
I think it's a funnier image. What do you think?
No, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's like, but of course,
I love their very 80s suits, by the way, especially Phineas. Phineas is in the most 80s suit you've ever seen.
He reminds me of like Vice Principal Cruz from Ned's Declassified.
Yeah. No, that's the outfit. It's just that it's white and Ned's Declassified. That's the outfit.
Yeah. His name is Krubs, right?
See, now got me paranoid because in Captain Underpants it's Krupp, so I think it's Krubs.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes, it's Krupp in Captain Underpants. I think it's Krubs.
Ned's Yep, I miss Ned's.
It always cracks me up when Ned's Declassified. I think you watch that on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, you can. I believe so.
Yeah,
it is Krubs.
Yeah. Also, there was did you? I don't know if I ever told you. There's a recap podcast on Ned's Declassified, right?
I've heard something along those lines.
With the stars of Ned's Declassified.
Yeah, I've heard something like that. I haven't listened to it though.
All right. Anyway,
it is kind of nice to have everyone back though.
No, for sure. But here's the thing: I love that it's Spaulding from Caddyshack as Vice Principal Krubs.
You're fired. You're rehired, and then guess what? You're fired.
God, it's just, every time I think like him from Caddyshack, it's like you'll get nothing unlike it, Spaulding. I want Coke. I want a hamburger. You'll get nothing unlike it, Spaulding.
Oh my god, I haven't seen Caddyshack in ages.
Oh yeah,
and that was like 20 years before Ned's Declassified too.
Oh, absolutely.
I miss Ned's Declassified. That was a great show.
You got a hat like this, you get a free bowl of soup. Oh, it looks good on you though. Take it easy, Wag. It's like a parking lot out there.
So yeah, the Herald successfully convinced the crowd that Max Modem is this famous has-been, or as Lawrence was like, they have once been part of the big time. and Linda and Candace, he's like, he looks kind of familiar. Who could he possibly be?
Yep. So Linda, she knows from the beginning, doesn't she? Or do you think she picks up on it? Or when do you think she knows?
I think she picks up on it later, after she sees him once again.
All right.
I mean, his face is kind of distinguishable from the rest.
That's true. He does have pretty 80s hair, though.
Yeah, but the rest of his face looks pretty much the same.
That's true.
It's like, before we get into the main event of the rest of it, we have Doofenshmirtz hula hooping.
Okay, now the major monogram scene.
He's like, that's it. It's like Doofenshmirtz was with a hoop. That's it. That's all he got.
Just the look on Perry the Platypus's face of like, this is my life. I gotta do stuff for the stupid mustache man. I gotta. He's with a hula hoop. That's it. And I gotta drop everything I'm doing, and I gotta go to stop him. I'm gonna be caught in a trap. I have to foil him, and I have to go back and rinse and repeat, all at the whim of this mustache. Really? So just that expression on Perry's face just says it all.
He's like, what is my life at this point?
Yeah, but Gromit doesn't have this bad.
I'm not going to do my Gromit impression this time, though.
You're not?
No.
Aw.
Or unless you really want me to.
I mean, can you?
I can.
Okay, folks. Okay, this is gonna be really exciting. Okay, Jake's gonna grace us with his world famous Gromit impression. Okay, folks, don't blink now. Okay, he's gonna do it for you. He's gonna do it. He's not kidding this time. Okay, he's gonna do it. Okay, his Gromit impression is the best impression you have ever heard anyone ever do. Okay, we're gonna count him up to 3. Okay, on 3, he's gonna do it. You're gonna be gobsmacked by how Gromit-like he sounds. Gromit from Wallace and Gromit for the kids. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! Did you see? It's amazing. His Gromit impressions is incredible. I can't believe it's like he was right here with us.
Give it up for my hype man, everyone.
All right.
Give it up for my hype man.
Give the man a booth to GalaxyCon, kids. I mean, just give him a booth and just pay him like $80 for a voice recording. It's amazing.
Yeah, like $80 for.
Well, don't give it away for free, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know who's recording this.
Well, go get us.
All right. Max Modem's hair looks like Johnny Bravo's hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well,
actually, it looks a lot like from Meet the Robinsons. Looks a lot like let me see, it's Will Robinson, right? Wilbur. Wait, yeah, Wilbur Robinson. Yeah.
Wilbur Robinson's the kid who comes back.
No. Will. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The kid. Yeah, that's who I'm near. I mean, it's
You mean his hair, but blonde?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just his hair. It's like that hairstyle, but blonde. Yeah.
All right, I misunderstood because like Lewis was the one.
No, I know Lewis is the that's I'm saying Lewis and / Cornelius. He's
All right, I misunderstood what you meant. But
fun fact about Meet the Robinsons, a lot of people don't know.
Underrated movie, by the way.
Well, of course, I really like that movie. Not in the credits of Wish, unfortunately, but I like it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Lewis's name originally belonged to a Pixar character, but they changed it because Meet the Robinsons was in production.
And that was actually the first movie that John Lasseter oversaw when he was head of Disney Animation.
Yeah, so in Up, Russell's original name in the original conception of the story was Lewis, but they realized Meet the Robinsons had just come out by the time they were working on it. It's like, it sounds a little similar to, we don't want it to be another Lewis, even if it is spelled different. So let's, change it to Russell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that.
It's funny on the commentary, Bob Peterson. They don't spell out that it's Lewis on the commentary because they didn't want to reference it for some reason, because they really had nothing to fear at that point in time, just saying Lewis, it's all in the Disney umbrella. But Bob Peterson says, and so we named him Donald Duck. God bless Bob Peterson.
He's still there, right?
Yeah, Bob Peterson's there. He did all the Forky stuff.
And I know that who Russell was modeled after was Pete Sohn, and he's still there.
Oh, of course, yeah, obviously, yeah.
He just released Elemental.
And Peterson, I think the most recent. Peterson was on Monsters at Work as Roz or Rose.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the second season of that.
I am intrigued if Bob Peterson does anything outside the studio, though. But Bobman's keeping him around. So we got to get Bob Peterson a full-on project, though. Again.
Yep, that would be nice. He's never.
He almost did with the Good Dinosaur. He almost did his own project with the Good Dinosaur, but then clearly things changed.
Which Pete Sohn took over, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Still not one of Pixar's best.
No, but again, that was a complicated production.
Yeah, I know. It was basically Pete Sohn just needed to get it out of the door.
Yeah.
You could say that his first full project was Elemental.
Absolutely.
As in feature, not short, because he obviously did Partly Cloudy, and that was a good short.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Doofenshmirtz's plan is to basically pretend to be king of the aliens using a holographic alien projector, and basically take over the tri-state area that way.
Basically, a cross between Mars Attacks and War of the Worlds, the radio broadcast,
except without actual aliens.
Yeah. As I said, it's a combination. He's faking the aliens, but if there were aliens, they would be like Mars Attacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like so, and of course, and Doofenshmirtz actually does have a pretty smart idea with the Alien-inators, like the tracking abilities, to prevent Perry from thwarting his plan.
Again, better than the actual plan.
Yes. except obviously the alienator has one fatal flaw. It's like I've been programmed with all of his vast knowledge. Which Perry immediately takes advantage, like, okay, that means if I just take off my hat, he won't know it's me.
It's a good idea.
Yep.
Do it again.
Well, remember the music was destroyed.
True.
And he's not usually one to try the same plan twice.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying the fact that dude just actually had real aliens that we're going to tell me he's gonna fake the aliens this time.
Well, maybe he figured this way would be easier.
Yeah. Anyway, so he is going over like actual. I love the logistics of him going over like the actual demands and like 401ks and everything, and these benefits, but that's it.
It's like, okay, you can keep the 401k, but the daycare you have to pay for out of your own pockets.
Yeah.
How many kids shows do you know that reference 401k?
Not many.
Exactly. Like, this show can get strangely real sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in the most awkward of places, and not necessarily awkward, but most unusual of places. I mean, it's like, well, that's why a lot of people say like that. People highlight like one of the strengths about this show is like it's adulthood in ways that you wouldn't expect. Like it references things that only adults would know, like 401ks, paying out of daycares, paying out of pockets, that kind of stuff. You know where I'm coming from on that?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, like how many? I don't know how many shows like or family shows or shows intended for young audiences reference that kind of thing. I don't know. I just find it kind of funny. But Doofenshmirtz say, but they actually take Doofenshmirtz slightly seriously when the aliens pop up, only for Perry to thwart it by taking off his hat. Meanwhile, Linda brings Candace up to perform on stage, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I sang backup for Lindana. You can call me Mom. I just sang backup for Mom. Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring. I mean, fair enough, right?
Yep.
But then Max Modem and the mainframes take the stage. And what do you think of Max Modem and the mainframes?
I love the design of the mainframes costumes.
Kind of Daft Punk-esque.
Oh yeah.
Someone on this channel would be a huge fan of the Daft Punk-esque aspect.
Oh yeah.
Tiki is a big Daft Punk fan.
I do love that Stronger Faster song.
It is quite nice. They have a lot of good songs.
I gotta admit though, the Stronger Faster song, I love it to a point though. I kind of like it. There's like a certain point where I'm not gonna say it drags, but it's like it has that great momentum, and then it's like okay, and it's like dun 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 dun. It's like okay, well, it just kind of lost me there. Because everything, like the energy, everything up to that point was perfect.
Yeah, harder, better, faster, stronger.
That's the one, yes.
And not the one that was. I think I don't know who sampled it, but that's a different one. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, anywho. All right, so the 80s sync thing, we had this thing earlier on we established, the whole like, no, that's too 70s, Dad. You're trying too hard. You have to hit the button and let the sync do the work for you.
It's cool to show no effort. Strange that the strange phrase is coming from Phineas of all people.
Yeah.
But we have the works, and Alien Heart is definitely a bop, that's for sure.
Sure.
It's kind of like reminds me of Devo almost in a way.
Oh yeah.
And of course, it's one of the few songs that Lawrence actually sings.
Yeah, I did a great job singing.
Well, I mean, remember he has a lot of experience.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, this is the first time we've heard Lawrence sing, right?
Yep, and he only sings like a couple more times. I think we don't actually hear him sing that much. But let's just say he definitely this is probably the best one he actually sings, to be honest. And of course, if you notice, there's a bit of animation reusage here, like the scene where the crowd's warming up. If you notice, the people have aglets on their fingers.
Yep.
They reuse the crowd animation from Tip of the Day.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You noticed?
Well, no, I just mean in general. I've seen like the reuse. Like for example, Batman in the DCAU. If you ever notice during the explosion scenes, they always pull explosions from older episodes from between I guess Superman animated series and most typically the new Batman Adventures. There are explosions they reuse from that all the time.
Well, I guess it saves on budget. I guess.
Yeah, so it's like for example, you watch an explosion in Batman Beyond. If you freeze framed it, you would see a frame from the new Batman Adventures of explosion from there.
And you thought we would notice.
Yeah.
And you boys thought I wouldn't notice.
Look at the craftsmanship.
I love that episode too. Anyway. So yeah, it's like so yeah, that was reused. Let me see. And of course I love the climax of the ending of the song too, where the aliens end up at the show. and then the explosion goes on as the song concludes.
Yep.
It makes for a pretty good finale.
Indeed it does.
And of course, Max Modem hits on Lindana.
Yeah, Linda almost commits adultery here.
Well, we all know.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so. And of course, everything's all fine and dandy, and Doofenshmirtz like, oh great, now I am a nut job. Everyone called him a nut job. He's like, now he's just a guy standing on a soapbox dressed in an outlandish alien costume.
Yep. A crazy guy in New York.
Well, yeah, in New York, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
Nope.
You would see that like 5 times in New York, just walking in like, you take a 30-minute walk, you see that kind of thing 5 times.
Also, twins riding bicycles.
That too.
Yep.
So everything's nice and safe again. Candace and everyone has a good time, and Perry rejoins the group, and that ends the episode. Anything to say, Dragon?
Not particularly. I think it's all been said.
Yep. The A plot, especially for this episode, I really enjoy it. Like, obviously, seeing boys do something nice for their dad, do something for their dad.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I said it's always nice to have an episode centered around Lawrence. Lawrence doesn't obviously get as much focus as Linda, but it's always nice when he does get essential focus. What do you think?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. All right, so I think that does it for this week. Thank you, Kogias, Little Blue, for joining us. And so, I think you're going to be interested in next week's episode because it's all about a convention.
Okay.
Like where the boys go to a convention and get embroiled in an all-out geek war.
Oh, this could be interesting.
And let's just say that Doofenshmirtz has his own plans at the convention. A certain pitch. Good night, everybody. I think my echo is broken.